Pretty sure this is Blue Star or Melting Love. And bitch, I don't want Melting Love. Do I want to flip a coin? I want the star one so I can counteract my censored suit. I don't really know how good Melting Love is. Blue Star is cool. I don't even know how hard Blue Star is. You know what? We shall get Star. This is something my friend actually said. He said like, you know, Blue Star is nicer, so less easier. Let's just get Blue Star. I keep on calling you A. But I think you and A might have become separate entities now. From the moment you began to have new memories, you both started to walk different paths. I must wonder how the memories separated from you and A. Well, even if you have two differences, it is still important for you to witness this place through A's eyes. Why do we repeat this internal cycle, enduring endless suffering? What's the end of the line? What kind of world was it that he saw? The answers to these questions are what you must know. However, the choices you make are up to you, not him. As a consequence of those choices, you may lose it all, or you may gain everything. I'm not trying to control you, I just try to support you. That is my role here. Plus, I have seen many other exes who have made this far, and witnessed the innumerable amount of efforts and failures they made. Now you are here, scrambling over it all and climbing up. Of course, I have kept all their data in my head, but it is not in my place to share it with you. A machine has its own work to do. That's what you or A once said to me. Listen, I know Lobotomy Corporation is an important client and all, but don't you guys renew the contract too often? This place is so grimy, it's like a dungeon. I always get a bad vibe. Please hold for a moment, Rabbit Captain. We need to explain what we're gonna do here to the manager. Oh, he still doesn't know who I am? Go on, and explain it quickly then. This must be the first time you'll participate in a meeting with the outside party manager. As was mentioned a few times prior, our company has initiated contracts with some of the other wings for sustainable development and business opportunities. It is also my job to renew those contracts with our associate wings when the moment arises. All that is needed from you is to be our token manager and present yourself in that role. I shall handle the rest of the formalities and procedures. Associate wing? What's with that boring introduction? You may feel free to provide more detailed information at a later time in private, Mio. For now, let's start the meeting. Speaking of, would you be so kind as to remove your helmet? At least for a duration of the meeting. You're kidding, the helmet's the whole identity of the rabbits. Well, fine. It's whatever. I just gotta brief the content of the contract from my end, right? I mean... I'm sick of reading this out over and over. You're gonna just look at the contract for the whole damn thing. Do I really have to say it one more time? As I informed you prior, it's part of the formal procedure. I myself had to specify whether or not you agree to the terms again. Still as strict as ever, aren't you? Allow me to explain our services first. Company R will provide military support and protection from all external threats to Company L. Every branch of the Lobotomy Corporation will be included under the term Company L. However, there will be certain exceptions where a branch may not be considered under the designation. Well, I say exceptions, but we're willing to let it slide unless it involves the head or the eye. Company L will provide the energy Company R needs to maintain its operation. This renewal process also includes a prerequisite that invokes a mutual and continual agreement between Company W and Company L. And let's see... Company L will provide all specialized ammunition utilized for killing of abnormalities. All Rabbit team members will have their memories erased after the completion of their missions. There will be no questions or no concerns about the peculiarity of the facilities or purposes of this location. And finally, I, as captain of the Rabbit team, will deploy my team following Company R's guidelines and assume the role of command for operations taking place in this facility. That should be everything. Look through the written contract for the finer details. There has been no change in the agreement with Company W. Along with that, the renewal period will be 1 year, just as before. Yeah, sure, it's 1 year for you, but okay then. On a side note, can you please do something about the teleporter to make this process a bit more smoother? It seems like my body's being taken apart piece by piece and thrown out the window. I'm afraid you will need to ask the Company W about that. It's out of our control. Grbura, why do you have such an expression? Why are little bunnies being let out of their cages and dispatched here of all places? You must really not know a thing if you're looking down on the rabbits. It's already been concluded that the rabbits are the most fit for the honorable task of slaughtering in its place. The rhinos would certainly smash this entire place beyond recognition. And the reindeer, with the exception of the machines that work there, would cause irreversible damage to Mr. Manager over there. Miss Angela made it explicitly clear not to hurt or affect the manager. We always pay special attention to our clients' requests. I'm not talking about you damn rhinos or reindeer. I'm saying we can handle our own problems. We don't need outsiders to interfere. What's that? What can you do with that flimsy tin body of yours, huh? You seem much weaker than us now. Can't you see that? If you were like how you once were back in the day, then maybe it'd be a different story. But look at you now. As soon as you set foot in the back streets, you'll be torn limb from limb by those sweepers. The old days when you shredded everything before you into a red mist is now lost to the past. Things have changed. You should realize that. If I wanted to, I could tear up a shiny rabbit like you in seconds. Please everyone, I need to focus on the topic at hand. Grbura, our agreement with the rabbit team is to help us be prepared for the worst case scenario that would be beyond our own abilities. I'm certain you have learned this from your previous experience with suppressions. The combat skills of the mercenaries sent to us by Company are on par with those of the other wings. We can handle our own problems perfectly fine. I can prove it right here, right now if you want. I have compiled the statistics. The amount of data is too fast for any person to calculate. With my exception, of course. The reason I continue to contract the rabbits is that the risk of involving outsiders pales to the potential of our worst case scenarios. They're worth every penny. However, the rabbits will not intervene with general suppression. Please calm down and analyze the situation reasonably, grbura. Grbura is the one in charge of basic suppression process. So if you need any advice or help regarding combat, just ask her. I'm afraid I don't have a single itty-bitty question for you. We rabbits have our own way of handling things. Nor do I have anything left to say to you filthy animals. You've done your business. How about you just bunny hop away now? Sheesh, you're being so harsh to a fellow native of the backstreets. You wouldn't have to be mad at me because I made fun of you earlier, are you? Don't act like you know me. I'm not in the mood for your stupid games, so shut up. Ah, I get it now. You're mad because you feel like we interrupt your fight, aren't you? Yeah, I don't need any help from the likes of you. Well, it's not like we're here for a greater cause or some ulterior motive. We just drop by quickly when we're called and vanish without a trace. Just the same when it's time. I thought you were just like me, finding joy in the slaughter. But as it turns out, you're just crazy. Holy shit. A complete wacko. Virtual. We are the rabbits who hop around following orders to find fresh patches of grass. But you're different. You used to know who you were supposed to fight. Who your enemy was. You wouldn't believe how shocked I was to find you. Never expected to see a fabled hero like, well, this. And in a drab basement too. The hero I remember was someone who wasn't afraid of shedding blood to protect others with all of her might. Please don't take the fond memories I have of you. All the abnormalities have broken out. Everyone here is done for. Dead? All of them? Probably. They won't be any survivors left. Abnormalities aren't something we can handle on our own. You're in danger too, ma'am. You'd best escape now. Grbura, I'm gonna take part in the experiment pretty soon. We'll probably see each other again, but just in case I want to say one thing. Please take good care of Isabel and my little Gilly while I'm gone. Are abnormalities able to feel human emotion when confronted with a person of close relation? What choice would they make when faced with such a situation? The experiments seem to have yielded the expected results. Excuse me, Lady Angela, what should I do with these? There's a blanket and a few feeding bottles left. I've gotten all the results I need from this experiment. The owners are no more, so you can simply discard them. Hey, did you shut down or what? I really should be going. I don't think next we meet will be on such calm waters. The rabbits will leave now. I'm definitely not the hero. Never have I been and never will I be. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, that's cool. It's crazy and cool. You've returned. So did you have fun of your little journey while I was locked up here? Don't worry, I'm not mad with you. Oh, Sorrow, you see, finally I've come to respect you. For I know you'll never depart. It's difficult to perceive the flow of time here. Therefore, this eternity have saved me. Have you seen the turbid streams of the enormous river that cross the whole city? If you arrive downstream after the raging rapids and a serpentine current, you'll see a meadow that's enormously broad, but also tranquil. That land is bathed with all kinds of mud, sand, trash, and the residuals that have come from upstream. What isn't caught by upstream or midstream finally ends up here, downstream. To bear all the residues that piled up, one will need a strong back that doesn't break easily. I have faced many wells here. I have to draw water every single day, but it seems like the water level never lowers. What is a well? What does it mean to draw water? What does it mean to draw water? I think that answers both questions. Our labor is bringing up the water that is deep within the well to the outside. You will never know what the bucket contains when it rises from the eternal darkness, but I always draw the water with a pulley, come what may. You must always stay cautious so you don't fall into the well. Maybe it was an act of generosity towards those that are thirsty, so they may sate themselves. It was you who made that bucket, but you left the duty of drawing water with the bucket to another. Don't ask for my name. Bina isn't the name of a person. It's a sad name of a place where one finds many graves. I'm the one who draws the water. Why have you come here? And what do you wish for me to draw? Extract 5 or more eco of grade E or higher? Higher? What does extract mean? Also, I think I need to... Yeah, someone said I can't reach a true ending unless I switch swap, boom, boom. So, I guess I'll do that. Wow. Now I can do this. Reach meltdown level 10! I'm fucked, okay. Yeah. I see the difficulty curve. I do. I really do. I really do. They want me to do midnights, huh? They really want me to. You know what? Let's have like a sneak peek. Let's have a sneak peek. It'll be funny. It'll be like a funny sneak peek of what's to come. First, let's look at Blue Star. Oh my god, it's Blue Star. Look, it's so white. I like the look of this. Why does this look like a actual different world? Damn, she playing something. Today, we will be reading Mountain of Smiling Body's story. It's not like these kind of things are uncommon here, but one day, dozens of employees were killed in an incident. The reason is the same as always. Some breaches, they attempt to stop it, and then it leads to another breach. The one fortunate thing was that the department was sealed off before things could get any worse, so they all died in the same place. Literally, a mountain of bodies was formed. Obviously, no one wanted to clean up that mess. Normally, it should have been taken care of within the day, but because the accident was just so horrific and everyone was so exhausted, the cleanup was delayed with authorization from the department Sephra. Don't ask me which department it was in. I don't remember all the details. When left out in the open, a corpse will begin to rot within a few days. Most of the bodies that die here are damaged in one way or another, so they decay even faster. You probably don't know it yet, but most of the employees here are rather skilled in cleaning up dead bodies. Tidying it up over and over will make anyone an expert at it, whether you want to or not. Let's say someone you were just talking to about dinner plans died horrifically. With your repeated experience to help you, you won't be vomiting or running away at least. Whoops, I got a little sidetracked there. Anyway, in normal circumstances, the mountain would have been removed quickly, but it remained in the department for a long time. So it decayed, melted, corroded, and broke down following the laws of nature. That's how its creation began. The mountain of bodies, the dead gave life to something. Amazed yet? I've got a lot more to tell you. The dead fused with one another, all smiling, sharing body parts, at least those that were still intact. They became each other's legs and mouths. That doesn't mean their consciousness has been restored though. It only wants one thing, our flesh drenched in blood. When there's an announcement of someone's death, the first thing you should do is check if this thing's quarantined. Once it gets a whiff of the scent, it will pursue us in an instant. The smiling bodies are unfamiliar yet sorrowful. The more bodies it comes across, the more defined its shape becomes, and it is never satisfied. I'm telling you this because it's almost here. Accidents always happen in this place. Some may spare a bit of their time for a moment of silence, but most return away thinking, again? At the very least, one thing that was done right is that the department's been sealed off. I'm the only one left anyways. Did you learn anything from my story? What kind of lesson can be learned from a story as horrible as this, you ask? It's similar to most fairy tales. Don't be lazy is the lesson. When my voice ceases, come here and clean up your colleagues in exactly 3 minutes. Pretty soon I won't be able to keep talking. I'm about to swallow a large bomb. Blood is flowing all around here. I'm starting to see the smiling faces now. Something you don't see much around here. Don't be surprised when you hear a loud explosion. Like I said, it's precisely 3 minutes. I'm sure a bomb of this size will be able to suppress it. The last body it finds will be mine. Damn, bitch, what the hell? A simple yet tragic creature. Although I don't think any of those are smiling, not gonna lie. The Queen of Hatred. A humanoid abnormality that looks like it would go fight villains for peace and justice at any moment. It is friendly towards every employee and is able to engage in casual conversation. It believes that it is the hero born to save the world, and it takes considerable pride in it. When it shows signs of anxiety or doubt while conversing with an employee, its appearance and personality will go under an adverse change within 4 days, and it will display some symptoms of dissociative disorders. The definition of good and evil are fixed in its mind. Some assume that when the abnormality's beliefs lead to a horrible doubt about the existence of evil, it will choose to become evil to negate that doubt. All parameters will return to normal after the negative phase passes, and the abnormality will have no memory of the behavior it exhibited during that phase. Audio log 1. Employee. How are you feeling today? Magical girl. Good. The world is at peace. It's quiet around here. Peace is a good thing to have. It means there aren't any villains around, right? Audio log 2. Employee. You're looking a bit down today. Magical girl. Still fine. The world is peaceful, and it's... The abnormality fell silent, and did not wish to continue speaking. Omitted. Audio log 3. Employee. Are you alright? Magical girl. Why is it still so peaceful? You see, the whole purpose of my life is to defeat villains. It's as if the world is trying to say it doesn't really need me. Why is it so peaceful? Oh, did I mention that I'm a magical girl? To keep the world's peace, I was born. But today, it's quiet today. The abnormality continued to murmur incomprehensible words to itself. Audio log 4. The abnormality endlessly mumbles to itself without even noticing the employee in its containment room. Magical girl. The world can be divided into good and evil. I am on the side of justice. If I am on the side of good, then someone has to be on the side of evil. Without anyone to play the villain, I can't exist. Then who is going to protect the world? Audio cuts out. Level 3 or above access required. This is a part of an audio recording obtained during the rampage on a date of redacted. The abnormality used a radio installed in the facility to call the emergency planning team. Continuous sobbing. Employee. This is the emergency planning team. Please identify yourself. I think I did this. I couldn't stop myself. It's not my fault. I ruined everything. I betrayed the people who were kind to me. I don't remember why I did this. Employee. Could you elaborate on what happened? I don't know. They aren't moving. There's so much blood. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Omitted. 3 bodies were found in the abnormality's containment unit. The abnormality lost all memory of the incident afterward. My friend was right. True schizophrenia. Well, not schizophrenia. It's like, what is it? Bipolar disorder. Except like on a very extreme level, wanting to kill people, but... Let's see, let's have one more. The funeral of the dead butterflies. Where does one go when they die? Where did all the employees who worked here go? They must have returned home. To a haven where family and warmth await. The employees cannot leave. Once they've joined the company, the only way to leave is to resign. Then those resigned employees must have returned home, having earned what they wanted and being full of hope. We are the feathers of a wing. Resignation isn't as simple as you think, just as how a feather doesn't detach from a wing of its own will. Then where did all of the resigned employees go? They're bound to the company the moment they enter. Even if they do resign, they are doomed to stay here forever. Long ago in some world, people believed that they would become beautiful things with small wings when they died. It's a silly story, nonsensical too. If we get wings, will we be able to leave this place? Do we get our wings only after we retire? They say the mourner with the huge luggage on his back had come to be a savior to all. Eventually he himself was trapped in this place, and now he wanders the company with only the memory of an empty faith. He's carrying a coffin, a large coffin to pay tribute to the employees who have nowhere else to go. However, it's still too small to comfort those innocent sacrifices. Inside, it is a kaleidoscope of butterflies waiting for the moment to fall asleep. Until then, they flutter their wings uselessly. The wings that may have been jumbled into one, or one split into many. Butterflies are supposed to pollinate flowers, but not a single proper flower blooms in this place. There's no choice but to wait. After all, there must be an end to every world. My thoughts? Sad. I feel like this abnormality was probably created like very deep into the process. And by the process I mean like probably very deep into Lobotomy Corporation is when they started making this. I'm honestly wondering what was like the first ever experiment that went wrong. I mean probably, well no. When we think about Carmen did experiments on Tifrith's altar. I forgot the name when the boy Tifrith was young, or when the boy Tifrith was alive. But so that probably means well, also at the same time, those experiments involving like the Sephra were probably the first ever experiments, and they weren't ones that really had abnormalities mixed in. From what it seems to be like, the abnormalities only really went in when Angela was produced. Abnormalities mostly came into play when Angela was produced. For the one time in the special episode, we do a little bit of work. We do a little bit of work. Often, some of our employees will be eager to throw themselves into zero. Okay. Oh, you take additional damage. I forgot, or I just didn't know. I just didn't know. I'll speed it up a little bit, but Bulgari, no! Bulgari, save him! Now we do it again. Just don't, there you go. Agents with temperance 3 or lower immediately threw the an agent with prudence 4 or lower completed their work, the coil-off counter lowered. When more than 60 seconds of work had taken place, the coil-off counter lowered by 1 and the agent who was working threw herself in. Employees with temperance 2 or prudence 3 or lower were sucked in as soon as they encountered the Insight did okay, but let's try attachment, I guess. Well, I guess a high attachment would be good because low attachment's bad. Oh hell no, man! What the fuck, man? Are you kidding me? Okay, attachment is the most awful thing. Can I get one box? Can I get a singular box? McCary, get one box. I kind of just need one box. One fucking box. What? One fucking box. No!